And then on the men's side,
You had
not even a close game whatsoever like it was for women's.
But you had the undefeated Gonzaga Bulldogs going up against the old Baylor Bears, which throughout the whole season, I thought these were the two best teams.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole season.
I'm not arguing that.
You could see it as you watch games throughout the year.
Yeah.
These two are going to be the ones in the Final Four at least that you had to look out for.
You could probably fit Michigan in that conversation, I think. But, I personally was never bought in on Illinois. I know a lot of people that were bought in on Illinois because they, essentially won the Big Ten. So, hard.
I mean, in the regular season, the Big Ten was
the best.
The best conference in regular season.
Yeah, not even a question. I mean, it was still in the tournament. Illinois got upset. Michigan ended up being the Lone Ranger basically after round 2. But, truthfully, really the ACC kind of the Big 12 too really kind of took the Pac-12. Yeah,
I thought the Pac-12 did fantastic in tournament play this year.
Yeah, and
between UCLA, USC, Oregon State.
Yeah, I mean Oregon State made it. USC and Oregon both made it. They both played in the Sweet 16, right?
Yeah, because Oregon had the walkover.
Oregon beat Iowa. So yeah, they both played each other in the Sweet 16. Yep. I mean, UCLA of course made the Final Four run. So, and the Pac-12 is usually the conference that you fade. That's usually the one you're like, okay, whoever the champion is, like, yeah, sure, they'll win one game. Yeah, give them 2 rounds and they're out.
We're gonna let them in, but I doubt they can make a legit run.
So I mean, this year, I wanted to take Gonzaga, Baylor, and all brackets, and I made 4 technically, 3 that we did together, and then 1 with my guys from school. And I just couldn't put myself to pick 2 number 1 seeds in the final. I did in the bracket. Me and my dad talked through. We did have Gonzaga, Baylor in the finals, but I just felt like there was going to be an upset somewhere with the 2 even like a 4 seed somewhere in there, some kind of big upset to happen in the Elite 8 or the Final 4 that you would see some kind of something below like a 3 seed in the Final 4. And so, I mean, which you almost had in UCLA and Gonzaga in the Final 4.
Yeah.
Gonzaga had to win on a last-second 3 in overtime to go to the championship game.
Yeah. I mean,
you almost had an 11 seed in there in the final or in the championship game.
That would have been the furthest an 11 seed that ever made it.
Yeah. Yeah, we've seen that over the last couple of years where it started to become. I almost feel like the people that make the tournament kind of overanalyze things a little bit, and they're just they have these teams like the first one that comes to mind for me was Ohio. I mean they had lost 2 games the entire year, right?
Like a 13 seed.
They were a 13 seed against number 4 seed Virginia, and most of it's because of the all conference play this year. But same thing for UCLA. They won 20 games. I mean, do they really deserve to be an 11 seed in the play-in game? I mean, maybe not. But
or Winthrop was like a 23-1 team and was a 12 seed against Villanova.
Yeah, I mean, they hung in that game with Villanova. I mean, Colgate hung in with Arkansas. But and then Oral Roberts. Oral Roberts had lost 1 game the entire year, and guess what they did?
Beat Ohio
State.
They made a good run.
I mean, they made they were a 15 seed that upset a 2 seed. So. They were trying to become the second 15 seed ever behind Florida Gulf Coast to ever make it to the Sweet 16. So I just feel like, especially this year and then in the past couple of years, they've kind of overanalyzed things, and they've had some good teams playing in those double-digit seeds, and that's why we're seeing the 12-5s, 13-4s, and things like that.
Yeah, because I think like you said, or even what is it, an 11-6 matchup. I think also you've seen a lot of those 11, 12, 13 seeds, like you're saying.
You're starting to see those
upset those teams.
I mean, that's like this year's tournament. You're wondering why there's so many upsets. The Pac-12 champion actually was a 12 seed and made it to
USC. No, yeah. Oregon State won that one.
Oregon State won the Pac-12. Was a 12 seed,
and not only that, they were a 12th seed in the Pac-12. Like they were the last team in the Pac-12,
and they won the tournament. So. But I thought it was a great tournament, man. I mean, there were some really good games. I mean, the Oral Roberts almost beat Arkansas. They upset Ohio State. The Gonzaga banger off the freaking glass. I mean, wow, dude, that was
a lot of very good games this year.
Yeah, sweet tournament. Terrible championship game. I mean,
unfortunately,
did you ever sweat it at all? I know you. Adam won the bracket, by the way. So yeah, Adam got first place, got the high payout.
The only time where Gonzaga made the little run there to end the half to cut it to 10 points.
Yeah.
Going into half, I thought maybe they could come out hot, cut into it a little bit, get to a 5-point game. And then after that, I mean, that's 2 stops essentially, and you could be in the lead.
Yeah.
So I thought maybe coming out of half that Gonzaga could cut into that lead just a little bit more, which they didn't. They ended up.
Well, Baylor said no more.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
Baylor dominated that.
Like, for people that don't know, Gonzaga going into this had not lost a game all year, right?
Yes,
correct. They were undefeated.
Regular season, in the playoff, obviously, they had not lost a single game. And then Baylor, like in the blink of an eye, was up like 20-8. Like it was
at one point, it was 21-9. At one point,
Yeah,
in the
21-9. Yeah,
in the first quarter.
Yeah, Baylor
just came out and was like, "This is our game," and they just took control of it.
At one point, Baylor had a 19-point lead. That's the highest it ever got.
Yeah,
so
it may have gotten to 20 at one point or 21.
Yeah, probably to close out the game, it probably got to 20 or somewhere
like,
there.
I don't know. I feel like that the blow to your like morale and your ego.
I mean,
the only game you lose is a dominated national championship game.
Jalen Suggs was visibly upset after the fact, naturally, but he is just a freshman. So
he's going though.
I hadn't heard or seen whether or not he's staying, but I couldn't imagine him staying.
He's a top 10 pick. He's not staying.
Yes, I would assume he's a one and done. He was Gonzaga's highest recruited player ever, I think, in school history
until this year, until they got the number 5 player in the country. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
we talk about Gonzaga basketball. These guys, they've made a couple tournament runs. Like 2007 was their first year that they finally
with was it Adam?
Yeah, your boy with the mustache, or
Adam Morrison, wasn't it?
Yeah, Adam Morrison. There you go.
Yeah.
So he was on the cover of an NCAA basketball game I have. But I mean, they made it. They kind of broke through, made it to the Sweet 16, kind of made their name known, and then actually. Unfortunately, again, South Carolina fans, in 2017, they met us in the Final Four, beat us, got to the national championship game for the first time ever, got beat by UNC, and then they come back again this year, go undefeated all the way to the national championship game, and they get blown out. So they just keep coming to the door and knocking, and it just never opens for them at this point. But
yeah, so I mean, I could see them back into another national championship contender in the next 2-3 years again, though.
Yeah, I think what they're going to get into the point of, like, the problem is that conference, they play in the Big West out there. There's nobody in that conference. I mean, there's just nobody.
In conference strength of schedule is just
so
it's just nothing compared to other conferences like the SEC.
I mean, yeah, you're not. It's not a Power 5 conference.
Pac-12,
Yeah,
true. Is that even a Group of 5 conference?
No.
Yeah. No. Okay.
So they're even like they're to the point where they are really, really doing a great job of scheduling out of conference in the early season. Like they had Baylor.
It's the only choice they can do to try to strengthen. What is it? The RPI.
Yeah.
Whatever little numbers that they do about how strong your schedule was.
I wish that game would have happened though in regular season.
Yeah, they did schedule it in COVID actually for Baylor.
Baylor Gonzaga was supposed
Baylor missed a month and a half of the season with COVID issues.
Well, I think that was to start off the season, wasn't it?
No, it was about 4 or 5 weeks in.
Okay, because it was a game that was supposed to happen, and Scott Drew and Mark, is it Few? Is that his name?
Mark Few. Yeah.
They both said, "Hey, let's meet up again. How about the national championship?" They're like, "Yep, sounds good."
Yeah.
And sure enough, they spoke into existence.
Yeah, but I mean, they basically played the entire Pac-12, a couple Big 12 teams, and then like one Big 10 team, and they won all of them. Right? I mean,
it's handedly too.
Yeah.
I mean, they were scoring 92 points a game this year in the regular season.
Yeah. So really impressed with it. Again, we just hate the way the national championship ended, but all in all. I thought it was a great tournament.
Yes, overall great tournament. I was happy.
It was fantastic. It was for somebody like me that doesn't really follow college basketball to the point of like I can't tell you like about all these other teams. Outside of like the SEC, really, it was just awesome to see the upsets, the chaos, and just pure March madness. You just had no idea what was going to happen.
The madness that is the tournament.
Yeah. And I gotta make a statement because I saw some people say that this tournament just wasn't that great because Kansas lost out early, Kentucky and Duke weren't in it, UNC lost out in the first round. Dude, screw off. I get the blue bloods, but if you're in it for just the excitement, like you said, so just somebody that doesn't even really watch basketball, doesn't dive that deep in it, cares?
If you're not a fan of those teams, you hate those teams if you're a college basketball fan.
Yeah, I mean,
so you want them to lose out the way they did or not be invited the way they didn't get invited. Like that made the tournament for so many people except for the fans of those schools.
Yeah, I just want good games. I don't care who really is even in the tournament.
Yeah,
right?
so yeah, unless
Unless
Carolina,
my team is there, I could not give.
Yeah,
I just could not care less.
If High Point is a number 1 seed, I don't care. I just want to see good basketball.
Correct.